Welcome to Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast. It's the ultimate opportunity to look behind the scenes at Rockstar Pro and hear from the wrestlers themselves. Now here are your hosts, Chris Poland and Mark Turner.
Welcome, Rockstar Nation, to episode 31 of Backstage Pass.
I happen to be 32.
So, next episode is your birthday. No, that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's kind of.
Well, as you may have guessed, dear listener, we're joined by Dave Crist.
He says listener, because there's only one of you.
Oh, burn.
That's a good point.
It's Dave Crist.
That's a good point.
As always, joined by Mark Turner. I am
Yo.
Chris Poland, and we're here to talk to you about all the comings and goings and happenings in Rockstar Pro Wrestling.
There's
the
a
last
lot of
month or
coming.
so. There is. Some goings and a few happenings.
I don't think anyone's going. I think there's a lot of people coming in.
Just a lot of coming.
Yeah.
And there's no one really leaving. There's a lot of people I wish would leave.
But they won't, right? They
I
just
mean,
keep coming.
from what I hear, like, we're going to have a fan coming back that I'm not looking forward to.
Uh-oh.
Who's this?
Well, I mean,
Can we talk about this?
We could talk about it, yeah. I mean, she's going to will her way back in here.
Uh-oh.
Will her way back into stalking me.
Well, you know, do they pay for the privilege? I feel like you pay for the privilege to see the show, not necessarily to stalk
Well, like
the
every
wrestlers.
time that I see an RTA bus like drive by my house,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, and it's one of the short buses. She's gonna get out of there and be like, Dave.
Well, you know what? How about we talk about United We Stand?
Okay.
Let's do that a
Thanks,
little bit.
Mark.
I'll get us back on the track here. United We Stand. And since Dave Crist is here, let's talk about that great matchup we saw between the King of Dayton, the guy sitting to my right, which I don't know why you specified that
That's
on an
all right.
audio podcast.
Mike
Dave
left.
Crist.
Yeah.
And the King of Taunts, David Starr. What a matchup that was.
That was incredible. I would argue stole the show at United We Stand. It was a great match, went the time limit draw, and then you two were gracious enough to give us a little more.
I'll be honest with you, that was a very sweaty, hot mess of a match.
It was hot, that's for damn sure.
You know, you guys did say that it stole the show, which I appreciate that full-heartedly because it's not every day that someone, you know, says something like that to me about stealing the show. Because, like, I'll be honest with you, back in the day when Moondog Mooney was doing the Best of Awards and stuff, he would always tell me, he was like, well, you know, Dave, you're just not, you're not that good. You're not, and if you notice, I never was nominated for any matches of the year.
Yeah.
When he was in charge, even though like I killed it with several different people, but because he never thought that I had barn burner classics, and like fans would always say something.
Yeah. Is that a personal thing or what?
You know, I don't know. But to get back on topic,
Yeah.
like I'm really nervous about this Friday because if David Starr is lucky enough to beat me again, like, you know, that's
It's a big deal.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Like, the King of Dayton just got dethroned, and I guess the King of Taunts now has a new king title.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just one of those things where I'm just kind of nervous about it because I really want to, like, be able to do everything I can, but I do know that I have a huge weekend coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
We're here here in Dayton on Friday, New Jersey on Saturday, and then Chicago on Sunday. And then Monday, I'm in West Virginia.
Okay.
My brother's not, but I am. So
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of stuff going on this weekend. And I'm trying to stay focused on this particular match because, in all honesty, I'm not too worried about Connor Claxton.
Okay.
And I'm not too worried about the hooligans. I've wrestled them enough to know what I'm getting myself into. But with David Starr, he's the type of competitor that he constantly switches his styles. So you don't really know which styles. The last match we had, I kind of stayed more towards the technical side because I thought, you know, David Starr is a technical master, so I need to stay on this game plan of trying to one-up him in the technical aspect. But he brought his strike game.
Right.
So it kind of threw me off a little bit because I figured this is what he was going to bring to the table.
Right.
And then when he brought strikes to the table, there was a couple times where normally when you see a kick coming, you can turn your head just a little bit so it doesn't hit you in the knockout button. But there was a couple times where it just kind of came so quickly that I didn't have any time to relax, and he got me right in the button.
Ooh,
Actually,
yeah.
the last super kick at the end of the match.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened after that.
Oh, jeez.
No clue what happened after that because he just knocked me clean out.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of competitor David Starr is he can, he can strike you,
Right.
he can wrestle you,
Mm-hmm.
and he can throw moves and string moves together when he sees fit to string them together. So, obviously, I also have the ability to adapt on the fly.
Yeah.
So if he brings his strike game this time, then obviously this time I won't stick to the ground and pound game like I did last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, how do you prepare for a guy like that? Do you just
You
worry
can't.
about your game plan?
You just
And-
any real professional will tell you that when you come into, like, most of the time we don't have a lot of time to prepare for your opponent.
Yeah.
And what's really good about Rockstar is I knew a month ago.
right.
You know what I mean? Like when they announced it at the beginning of
Yeah, it's been a few weeks.
Yeah.
So it was like it was easy for me to prepare. But like this weekend, like I just found out I'm wrestling Connor Claxton.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, I have no time to prepare.
Yeah.
But yet again, he's young, so he's not coming with a game plan.
Right.
And the hooligans, like I said, I've wrestled them enough. And I've wrestled David Starr a lot, but not singles.
Right.
Being a singles competitor is different than being a tag competitor.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that David Starr brings to the table is always on point.
Right.
Like he knows where to strike you to get that knockout point.
Right. Right.
And any good fighter knows where that point is.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where if he brings the strike game, then I gotta strike back and I gotta dodge and weave.
Yeah.
But if he brings this wrestling game, then I gotta switch. So
Right.
I'm not coming with a game plan
Mm-hmm.
this time.
Yeah.
Based on the fact that last time, like I said, I came with a direct game plan. This is what I thought he was going to do, and I didn't divert from that. And it worked for me for the most part. And when I had to use my strikes to weaken that body part, I thought several times that he was going to tap out.
Yeah.
And especially when he had me up in the Finley roll, and he Finley rolled me, and I just kept a hold and just kept striking that neck.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure that he was going to be out at that point, but he just kept fighting through and through. And
Tough as nails.
at that point, when he shoved me off and gave me the super kick, like I just watched the tape last night. I was studying, and I'm not going to make any excuses. Like, it did seem like because I was focused on the ground and pound and just doing the wrestling game, and just once I got to the ground, that's when I started to rely on strikes.
Yeah.
That kind of messed me up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That game plan is what really, and I could tell, and I don't know if you guys, remember this much, or if you guys got the DVD yet, but which if you don't have the DVD, you should definitely pick it up.
DIYWrestling.com.
You can tell in the earlier portions of the match, I got in his head, which is why he probably went to the strike game, because he couldn't stay focused on what his task was.
Yeah.
So this time around, I'm going to try to get in his head yet again to throw him off his game, because you can definitely tell there's a couple times in the match where we had a verbal confrontation in the beginning, and I was out wrestling him a little bit, and he was getting flustered about it, because he is a wrestler.
Yeah.
That is his forte.
Right.
And what's really funny is most people don't look at Dave Crist, and I don't mean to talk about myself in the third person, but most people don't look at Dave Crist as being a technical wrestler. They're like, oh yeah, he's a high flyer, flippy guy.
Right.
But I've tried to adapt my style in the past few months.
Oh, yeah.
And I know Mark
Oh, yeah.
Turner has mentioned something to me before about, man, you just switch gears, and that's what I'm trying to do now is I want to be able to show everyone that I am a very complete and a very well-rounded wrestler.
Right.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
I'm usually so focused on tag team wrestling, which my brother is the bruiser, and I'm the guy that hits the flashy stuff.
Right.
So it's like we complement each other. It's like he's the Marty Jannetty, and I'm the Shawn Michaels. No pun intended.
Do you think he would appreciate that, being compared to Marty?
Well, he could be Matt, and I'll be Jeff.
Well, you talked about how we've talked about David Starr is so well-rounded and how it's hard to prepare for him with all of his different styles. But, I mean, you're the exact same way, like we were just talking about. There's so many. It's hard for him to prepare for somebody like you because you can take it to the mat, you can strike, you can fly.
And Mark and I have talked about this
Yeah.
a little bit the last month or so. There seems to be a new kind of aggressiveness in your style, kind of a new viciousness, or maybe it's not new, but I'm definitely noticing it more.
Well, the thing is like, in all honesty, I had read a few things on Beyond the Rail from certain people saying that it looks like I'm phoning it in.
Really?
And like that it doesn't look like I'm as focused as I was 6 months ago, and I'm like, to that I say, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just as focused, and just because like I kind of have a side focus on Ron Matthysse at this point in time, and as soon as Dustin's done with Ron Matthysse, I plan on pursuing that, because
that was one of my next questions.
Whether he has the titles or not, if he has a title or not, does not make a difference to me. What he did to my brother, that's what matters to me.
Right.
So you could take that title. If he still has it at the end of We Are Rockstar, if he has the title, he could take that title, shove it up his ass. That's not what I'm coming for. I'm coming for blood.
Right.
So at the end of the day, yeah, I do have a side distraction in Ron Matthysse. But it's Ron Matthysse. Yeah. He knows me and my brother.
Right.
Like, the thing is Ron Matthysse is a social chameleon.
Yeah?
When he was in the car with us, he was soaking in all of our knowledge. He was trying to fit in, so he was trying to be someone that he wasn't.
Okay.
So he was adapting to what we were and what we are as people and as wrestlers. So he soaked up that knowledge.
Yeah.
I tagged with him at CZW. I showed him the ropes as far as, hey kid, let's get in the ring and work on this.
Yeah.
This is something that I've learned in wrestling, and we've spent hours in the ring together when we knew that we were going to tag. So he knows our weaknesses. And the thing about Ron Matthysse is, you never know what his weakness is, because he'll lead you to believe that something is his weakness, and it's really not. So that's how he is a social chameleon.
I see.
Like, he will lead you to believe that he has, that you have the upper hand, but as soon as you think you have the upper hand, he takes it right from under you.
Right.
But the positive thing about that is like, just because I spent a lot of time with Ron Matthysse doesn't mean I taught him everything I know.
Right.
Right.
Because I've forgotten more about wrestling than he knows.
Well, since we're talking about Ron right now, what do you think of this new group of Ron Matthysse, this entourage? I don't know what you call him. Like, he has Chimera, he has Joe Lopez with him, this mystery woman. I don't know.
Well, I used to be a big fan of Entourage, and he's no Vinny Chase.
No, not at all.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
If anything, he is more of a drama.
Yeah?
He's a drama or even a turtle.
Really?
Yeah,
He's a turtle, okay.
If you guys know the
Turtle.
Entourage reference, and no, it's before he gets to bang Ronda Rousey.
Turtle banged Ronda Rousey?
In the movie, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I went and saw the
haven't seen
movie,
the
and
movie.
it was so dope. I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert.
alert. But, like, he has All About the Benjamins back together.
Yeah.
That's a cute couple. Those two are cute together.
Chimera and Michael,
Yeah, I don't refer to them
fair enough.
as their names. You got Michelle and Brenda, 90210.
What about this lady? This woman?
Man, I'll tell you what, I'd like to say a lot of stuff about her.
What is she doing with Ron Matthysse? That's my question. What's going on?
Like I think
If she is with him.
this is a girl that has pursued Rockstar for a little bit, and we just didn't have anything for her. And when she saw an opportunity, she took it. So she might be playing the same card Ron Matthysse is. Maybe that's why they're getting along so well.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just whatever.
Well,
And then you have Kyle Craven.
Right.
Yeah. Let's not forget about him.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
He's the bruiser. He's there to hurt people. He's not there to be a technician. He's there to hurt people.
Right.
So if you've got someone in the office with money,
Yep.
you have
A referee.
2 bruisers, you have a referee, you have an enticing young lady, I mean, you have all the makings of something special then and there.
And you have the champ.
thing. Like, Ron Matthysse, he's so talented enough. He doesn't need help like that. I mean, the guy has beaten so many people here on his own. The fact that he has to resort to those levels to retain the championship rubs me the wrong way.
Is that power leading to insecurity? You know, the notion of, I'm at the top and everyone's trying to take me down. I better surround myself with these underlings. I don't know.
I would assume yes.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, like I said, I've done a lot of traveling with Ron Matthysse. For the last 2, maybe 3 years, we've spent hours upon hours on the road together. And the one thing I can say about Ron Matthysse is he needs more reassurance than anybody else that I've ever met in wrestling.
Yeah.
He constantly needs reassurance about his matches. He constantly needs reassurance that he belongs in the spotlight. Like, that's the one the real piece of Ron Matthysse that I saw was his insecurities. So with a person like Michaels and a person like Ben Chimera those are the type of people that cater to people's insecurities and build them up using that. Think about Michaels. He builds people's heads up and makes them believe that they're on another level.
Yeah.
And then when they get knocked down, he dumps them.
Right.
Benjamin Chimera, for example.
Yeah.
Michaels built him up for so long and then took him to a certain point and then chopped the legs out from under him.
Right.
So that's just the type of person that he is.
Right.
And Ben...
In the end, he only cares about himself,
And Chimera, he's the master manipulator. If you could see that when he joined the fight. He joined the fight, manipulated himself like the Illuminati, if you will.
Yeah.
Got himself to the top.
Right.
And then cut...
That's right.
Cut Matt's legs out from under him.
Right.
So at that point, you got to realize who he's actually putting himself in there with. Now, the good thing is, you look at the killers. You got my son, Zachary Wentz.
Right.
Myself.
Right.
Possibly even another member.
Oh, yeah?
Well, what's this?
I don't know.
Are you about to drop a bombshell here? What's going on here?
I'm not dropping anything, but pay attention to what's going on the Indies.
Okay.
Eric Ryan is with us everywhere.
Yeah.
Eric Ryan's making a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, even if he's not a killer here, he's a killer at heart.
Okay.
And he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
Cleveland. And then you got Dustin Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my brother can't do anything.
He's the Booker man.
No, he's not allowed to put his hands on any wrestlers.
Right.
But that still puts 4 killers against Ron Mathisse's group. And like I was just about to point out, those people are manipulators. Those people are people who will take from you until you have nothing else to give. So what's going to happen when the killers come killing?
Right.
When we come reaping, what are they going to do? Are they going to run or are they going to fight? Well, let's look at the track record. None of them are going to fight for him. He might have a monster.
Yeah, Craven left JTD's group. Like, he dropped them, so...
Yeah.
He might have a monster to fight for him. But we have 4 killers.
That's true.
I'm just going to go out and throw this out there.
And you know, historical precedence is on your side, right? David did kill Goliath.
Right.
David did kill Goliath, but we also might have a Winchester catching our back. And you know the Winchesters always kill the monsters. Zoom!
Just to recap, for those of you who
Supernatural for the recap.
For those of you who may have missed, or maybe you're like High Life and you had a few too many and you don't remember United We Stand, Ron Matthysse came out victorious in his match against Dustin Reyes and Matt Taylor. In no small part due to Joe Kopaz.
Yeah, at the very end of the match, first of all, Dustin Reyes got taken out of that match by Kyle Craven, who at that point in time joined Mathisse's crew.
Right.
And then it looked like Matt Taylor had the championship won. The one thing that's eluded him, it looked like he's finally going to get his hands on.
Yep.
And Joe Kopaz stops his 3 count, flips off Taylor, and then fast counts Matthysse to victory. I don't know what was going on.
That's like.
Yeah.
Clayton
did the same thing
He
today.
did. Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there, too, just to add to your guys' point.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at the match, Matthysse did the smart thing.
Yeah.
He let Dustin and Matt take each other out.
Right.
And if you think about it, that's a smart move by Ron Matthysse.
Oh, yeah. He's no dummy.
Absolutely not dumb. So that's just something else I want to add to your guys' point is he let them physically take each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Then when they got back on the same page to focus on Matthysse, yeah, Kyle Craven came out.
Right.
I watched that match as well because, once again, we got to watch a killer's back. And that's something else that we've been kind of lacking right now is we're not catching each other's backs because we have our own individual problems. Like, I'm taking Zach under my wing, and I'm trying to teach him as much as I possibly can about wrestling.
Yeah. Right.
And that's taking a toll on the rest of us.
Right. Sure.
So that's my bad. Also, it kind of just leaves Dustin out to fend for himself.
Okay.
So this time around, depending upon, how this match with David Starr goes, I have to be out there to watch Dustin's back, because if not, then no one else is going to. Because he's bringing his crew.
Right.
And yeah, he might outnumber us in this particular sense, but we got to make sure we watch out for each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And something we've been lacking in.
Right, and Dustin Reyes does get his title shot, his one-on-one title shot, against Ron Matthysse at We Are Rockstar, and Jake Crist will be the special referee, so that could be something in his favor. A referee won't be knocked out easily, and Joe Kopez won't sneak his way in with Jake there. But what do you think Dustin's odds are going to be? You think he's going to walk out with the gold at We Are Rockstar?
Like I just mentioned, I'm watching his back.
Right.
The kid's watching his back.
Right.
Eric Ryan's watching his back.
Yeah.
Aaron Williams is watching his back. So there are a lot of people in the back that are going to have their eyes glued to the monitor. And if something screwy happens, we're going to be there.
Right.
Plus, I'm going to go ahead and say that they have one of the toughest SOBs as a referee in that particular match.
Yeah.
So like you mentioned, he's not going to get knocked out very easy.
Yeah.
He's not going to take a hit and go down. Yeah, he might take a hit, take a knee, but he's going to be right there. No one's going to knock Jake Crist out.
Right.
So I honestly believe, since we know what we're getting ourselves into, because I'm not to take anything away from you guys, but you guys don't understand how difficult it exactly is to do a three-way dance.
Yeah.
Because just being in a singles match by itself is difficult.
Right.
But to be in a three-way dance where you got to watch your back two different ways, it's just when you think you have it win, you get kicked in the head, and next thing you know, you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
It just like that, the tide could change in a three-way dance. When in a singles match, you can take control, and you can keep control as long as you don't let your emotions get the best of you.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you get frustrated.
Sure.
But in a three-way dance, you stay frustrated.
Right.
There's no way for you to keep your feelings in check. And this time, there is no three-way dance.
Right.
This time, he does have people watching his back.
Right.
This time, he does have a correct and a fair and balanced referee. So, Ron Matthysse, I'm going to say that you have a 25% chance based on the fact that the odds are stacked against him.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that he can't slime ball his way out.
Oh, no.
Because I'm sure that somewhere along the way, there is some sort of loophole, there is some sort of trick, there is some sort of bamboozlement that Michaels is going to try to do.
Sure. I mean, he's shown us in the past that he's capable of anything.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see what happens this Friday in that match. We'll see if Dustin can take the gold home. What other matches do we have, Chris, this Friday?
All right, so obviously we have our
Do you
title
guys mind
match.
if I ask you guys a question real
No,
quick?
please do.
Are you guys excited for C-Dub's birthday?
I think so. I hear there's a treat.
Yeah, right?
We all
What's
get
going
a
on?
treat.
I heard he's...
Everyone gets ice cream!
Oh, we get ice cream?
Oh, man, that's
I think
awesome.
it's ice cream.
So I hear...
That's popsicles!
I hear C-Dub's 38 again, you know?
This is a little known fact. Actually, he does have a twin brother, but he was actually born at 12:05, so his birthday's not until tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not celebrating that.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to start that rumor.
Okay.
So
It's already out there.
So as we've already stated, at We Are Rockstar, Friday, August 7th at 7:30 p.m. here at 1106 East 3rd Street in Dayton, Ohio, the title match, the championship match, the main event will be Dustin Reyes challenging for Ron Mathysse' Rockstar Pro Championship title.
Eric Ryan's also making his return.
Oh, man, how
against
about that
Aaron
one?
Williams.
What a match that's going to be. I
Two
can't wait.
returns.
I can't wait for it.
I was in a match with Aaron Williams last week. We went 22 minutes.
It was incredible.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Please, by all means.
That was an amazing match. And everyone, it's no secret in Rockstar that you two are very close. You and Aaron are good friends, right?
He's my best friend.
It started out as, you guys seemingly having some fun with each other, right?
Yes.
As it went on, it got deadly serious.
Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
Let me tell you a story. Back in 2009, 2010, I had reconstructive ACL surgery. Mm-hmm. It put me out for 9 months. I didn't have the recovery time he had because obviously technology is much different now than it was then. My first match back was against Aaron Williams.
Yeah?
Oh, how about that?
Absolutely. Like, as Aaron's working my knee over, he goes, "Sorry, buddy, but the title's on the line. This is just business."
Yeah.
And just to throw a little jab in, I looked at Aaron last Wednesday and I said, "Sorry, buddy, it's just business."
Well, you know what? You're absolutely right about that. It's all about getting victories here in Rockstar Pro, isn't
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, Aaron's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that if he would have,
Right.
if I would have took it easy on him, he would have resented me.
it? Absolutely.
So he's a competitor. I'm a competitor. We both wanted to win. And to be completely honest with you, I don't even remember how he beat me. At this moment in time, I don't remember how it happened.
Yeah.
Because at one point in time, he gave me a kick right in the face, and I was like, damn. I did not. Like, I figured since he's been favoring the knee that he wouldn't throw kicks.
Right.
Yeah.
And once again, that's a miscalculation. It's been happening to me a lot lately. I need to stop miscalculating people. But he gave me that kick, and it caught me right here in the jaw, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's almost amazing how fast the guy recovered from ACL surgery.
I was worried he came back too early.
Right.
But they made my patella tendon my new ACL. And it took me 9 months.
Right. Yeah.
9 months. Of course, I think they were also milking that money they were getting out of me for rehab.
Yeah, maybe.
Assholes. Fuck you, Dr. Quinn.
Really? Dr. Quinn?
Dr. Quinn.
Medicine woman?
No, Dr. Quinn, the UD doctor.
Oh, okay.
He was. But yeah, if it was Dr. Quinn, the medicine woman, I would have definitely banged her. But there are other matches on the card. Like, there's just so many matches.
Oh, yeah. We Are Rockstar is packed. As we said,
So
Eric
ridiculous.
Ryan versus Aaron Williams, that's
gonna
going to be
steal the
phenomenal. Your son, Zachary Wentz, is taking on the leader of the Iron Curtain, Gregory Iron.
Sensation versus inspiration.
That's right.
And speaking of returns, coming back to Rockstar Pro for the first time in a long while is Shane Strickland as he goes one-on-one with Matt Taylor. That's going to be another one right there.
Here's the thing about Shane Strickland. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never seen an athlete with his attributes, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. See, the thing about Shane Strickland, and the thing that I've been fortunate enough to see is I've been there since the beginning of his career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he first started in CZW, he was really green. But to see what he's... blows me away.
Yeah.
But see, Matt Taylor's the type of competitor that he's seen everything Ohio has to offer.
Right.
But Shane Strickland is not an Ohio wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not me knocking Matt Taylor, saying he's only an Ohio-based guy. I'm saying, I know the competitors are in Ohio. We have some of the best.
Right.
But they don't bring the same stuff to the table as a guy from the East Coast because he's used to getting dropped on his head.
Yeah.
Right.
He does that for breakfast.
Right. And Taylor's going to see this as a huge opportunity to get
He needs
massive
Oh,
victory.
Taylor
in his
is
career.
pissed, right?
Yeah. After losing to Matthysse,
Both in the United We Stand main event and in that 60-minute Iron Man match.
Of course.
And I'm just going to go and throw this out there. Like, I'm not, you know me, I'm all about conspiracy theories, but what's up
Go
with
for it.
this? Like, Matt got beat, so why did he get a rematch before Dustin did?
Yeah,
It doesn't, like, Dustin's not the one. If anyone deserved a rematch, it's Dustin because he got taken out by Kyle Craven.
He did.
So why did Matt Taylor get a rematch before Dustin did?
I don't know.
Why isn't, you know what I mean?
And
Does that make any sense?
If Taylor would have won, would Dustin get the opportunity to challenge him
I don't know.
at We Are Rockstar?
Well, Matthysse would have wanted a rematch.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
I don't know.
So either which way it goes, like, it's a little screwy. Like, he got beat. He should have been kicked to the curb, which he's kicked to the curb now. No offense to Matt, but I got to look out for my killers.
Right. Yeah.
I got to look out for my friends.
Right.
And I brought this up several times, and the thing is even when I talked to the Booker man about it, the Booker man said, hey, man, this come from higher than me.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on with that. Call it a conspiracy if you will.
The power structure here in Rockstar is something I think many of us have yet to figure out.
There's like four different power struggles.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Well, what else we got?
In addition, I said Gregory Iron versus Zachary Wentz. We also have a Panes of Glass match.
Jeezy Pete's.
Featuring Michael versus Matt Tremont.
Do we have to say anything more than that?
Oh, I mean, bloodbath.
Do you remember the last Panes of Glass we had?
Yeah,
who was involved?
what was that? DJ Hyde and Matthysse, I believe, right?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Do you remember the other Panes of Glass involving Rockstar?
Panes of Glass match?
Didn't we have or was that Light Tubes?
There was
light
tubes.
tubes.
Was it light
I
tubes?
remember light tubes. Yeah.
So Ron Matthysse versus Michaels.
Yes.
If you think about it, Michaels has done every single death match that deathmatch people have to offer, that the deathmatch community has, and he's doing it. And like, not to be perverted, but I think this dude gets off on it.
He just might.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
He gets an ass whipping,
and he just keeps coming back. Yeah.
It's like, dude, what is your deal?
Maybe Michael and Sid Fabulous have more in common than we thought.
Maybe.
Oh, they might be.
Oh, let's
secret lovers.
Well, maybe Tremont will actually finish him this time. I mean, Michael might not even survive this one.
Let's all hope.
Yes, we can hope and pray. Unless you don't believe in those things. Then you just hope, right?
And then you just hope and pray to Dave.
Speaking of, we've got David Starr versus Dave Crist, King of Tots.
We haven't talked about that at all. we should probably spend some time on this.
And on top of that, we also have the American Luchacore Championship rematch from a Ludus event when Kyle Maverick defends against Jason Gorey. That was a great matchup at the Ludus event. A few Ludus events ago.
Yeah.
Jason Gorey.
Ludus 3, I think?
I believe so, yeah. Jason Gorey is a tough competitor. I've wrestled Jason Gorey countless times. And every time that I wrestle Jason Gorey, he gets better and better and better. And I'll be honest with you, something that I'm kind of bitter about is I never got a rematch for the American Luchacore title.
That's true.
No, he lost to Nate Wings. He immediately lost to Maverick, and all of a sudden you weren't in the picture
But
anymore.
Nate Wings got a rematch, and I did.
Yeah.
How does that work? How did I get skipped? Is it because somebody else got beat? I don't get it. I don't understand why I didn't get a rematch. But I never got a rematch, and that kind of irks me a little bit. But that's neither here nor there. That's something I'll bring up to the Book of Man.
And you know what? If you beat David Starr this Friday, I'm sure you'll be in line for all sorts of championship matches. How about that?
Well, I like it. But you know what? Just throwing this out there to you guys. I don't know if you guys follow the internet gossip.
I don't, but I know Mark does.
A lot of people are saying, if I win, if I beat David Starr, could we see a 60-minute Iron Man match between David Starr and I?
I'll buy a ticket.
Yeah, I'll be there if that happens.
I got a job here, and I'll still buy a ticket.
I was going to root for you already, but if that's what's on the line,
I mean, if I'm lucky enough to win, then if that kid wants it, then
that'd be amazing.
Well, you heard it here. We could be seeing that in the future.
What's
but
that
first
last match?
And one last match to go. Last but not least, we have the High Life's 4-pack tag team challenge.
What does that even mean? Are they not? Are they too drunk to realize that there's a 6-pack? I've never really seen a 4-pack before.
I don't know.
Mexican Coke comes in 4s.
Sure. Maybe that. See, I would expect them to be familiar with a different type of Mexican
down the road.
Coke.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, let's find out. Let's go to our Spotlight segment. We'll have High Life join us, and we'll see if we can make some sense out of this crazy match.
It's time for the Rockstar Wrestler Spotlight.
Here we are with your Backstage Pass Spotlight segment. And this episode, we are shining the spotlight on one of the very best tag teams here in Rockstar Pro. We have Jerry Andrews. We have the Great American Beast. We have the High Life.
Yeah, you do, Daddy. Yeah.
What's going on, boys?
And not only do we have the High Life here, we have a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's how we roll, Mark.
Pre-game.
I was going to say there's enough for a lot of people, but...
Yeah, two. One, two.
Okay,
that's a lot.
I guess we're not getting any, Chris.
No, well, that's all right. I'm not much of a drinker.
I'll tell you what. You run down to the store and you pick up some, you could get some. How about that?
There you go.
Thanks for that, Jerry.
And from what I've seen from the past, you guys usually have, like a flask hidden somewhere or something, right? Like,
No, it's always
All the time.
Sometimes it's hidden, sometimes it's not.
but it's always there. That's what matters, right?
That is.
That's all that matters.
And it's in my pocket right
If
here.
it's not there, something's wrong.
So the Rockstar Nation is very familiar with you two. We've seen you guys go through some wars of late, but they may not know how the two of you got together, right? Beast, longtime Rockstar fans may remember you from some other tag team from years ago.
I was young, man.
You were
I
young.
needed
I
the
watched
money.
some of that. We've talked about this down there at the local pub. I didn't know what the hell you was doing.
I mean,
But-
the guy had a leash around him.
Yeah,
It was
I didn't
weird.
speak English. It was a weird time
It was
for
weird.
me.
I'm glad you learned it a little
Yeah,
bit.
right,
Well, we've all grown, right?
How did we meet up?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, sir, how long's a piece of string?
I don't know.
Too damn long is how long.
Depends. Too long?
That's how long that story is.
Oh, okay.
Basically,
The story is too damn long?
that's right.
yeah.
Oh, too damn long?
The TLDR version is I drink, he drinks, we both fight.
Okay.
Okay, so how did that turn into fighting alongside one another rather than getting drunk and beating each other up? Like, that's what everybody would expect, right?
I mean, that's what started.
Oh.
And then somebody tried to move in, and then we realized, like, hey, we beat up people better than we beat ourselves up.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
So what the hell? You see,
All right.
I figured we're pretty good at beating people up together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, you've proven that so far.
I like to drink.
yeah,
He likes to drink.
I like to drink.
Yeah, well, let's talk about United We Stand, right? That was the last pay-per-view we had, and it was the High Life versus Ganger.
The ganger.
Ganga.
I can't say it like Tremont.
Ganga.
Ganga. There we go. And Matt Tremont. And that wasn't the first time you guys had locked up with those two, but it was quite the match. I mean, every time we see you guys in action, you seem to be taking more risks. You seem to somehow be getting drunker and drunker, but the fans love you. I mean, it's going over really well.
If you notice the
Who don't like to party?
yeah, right.
Who don't like to party?
who-
Well, a little bit about that match.
Yeah,
Let me tell you, that was the highlight of my career. I had a blast.
yeah.
We went through how many fifths? A lot.
Quite.
5/5
A whole-
a whole.
At least a hole, yeah.
2,500 thumbtacks.
Yeah.
That match was crazy.
Yes, it was. The
You remember?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You're saying stuff, and I'm like, maybe.
I was gonna say,
guess
with all
there
the
was.
crazy moves happened to you guys, it's probably a good thing you were drunk in that match.
I
I mean,
was-
just an idea.
I gotta
yeah.
say the
I'm definitely glad I brought my beer bong that night because we
Yeah.
was going to that college party.
Yeah.
That came into use.
that was what I was
Them
about to
good
say.
learned
The
broads.
Matt Tremont, he tasted some thumbtacks.
thumbtacks in a beer bong. I have never seen
Yeah.
that before. That was innovative, some might say.
Like you said, every time you see us, we do something new.
You do.
Something
You do.
surprise you.
It's great
That's what the
stuff.
highlight's all about.
Right. So
Throw a couple back and figure out something to do.
well, speaking of throwing a couple back, do you guys have favorites? Like, let's say you were about to get, some product endorsement, right? Somebody wants to get their beer logo on the back of High Life's, gear. Does it necessarily have to be High Life, or what would you want that to be?
Kind of pigeonholed ourselves.
Yeah. I didn't really think about
Yeah.
that. But
You did that, remember? That was your idea.
Well, I was drunk, and that's why I was drinking. And
Yeah.
In the last 3 months, when ain't you been drunk?
we could have been called Bud Light Lime.
That was my idea. I mean, Bud Light's my favorite. That's where we have the difference.
Different day, it could have been a different name.
I was going for Bud Light Lime.
that doesn't have
He
quite the
wanted
ring to it as a
The
tag team
highlight.
name.
Well,
What about the hard stuff?
I drink a lot of liquor.
Yeah,
He's more of a beer guy.
If it were liquor, what would it be?
Oh,
Red Stag.
I like Patron.
Yeah?
Of course you do.
What does that
Of course
mean?
I do. What does that mean?
Let's go for the fancy shit.
Mm.
Hey, I can't help.
Got that good taste.
I got that good taste. I like that PBR. What the hell are you doing during? See, this is where we have the differences.
You know why I drink PBR? Because it's free.
I mean,
Okay.
hey, it makes sense.
Argument over, but
So,
I'm more of a Corona guy.
But
Heineken,
you guys
myself.
have a very recognizable theme song, right?
Yeah.
And it really sums you guys up, right? People think Andrew WK, they think partying.
Oh,
People
yeah,
think partying, they think the high life.
That's right.
But I gotta ask, would you ever consider a switch at some point.
Of music?
Yeah. And you know, I think
Do you have a
maybe...
suggestion?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
I'm thinking of a classic.
All right, I like classics. I'm all over
Steve
that.
Winwood, Back in the High Life Again.
I gotta be honest, I don't know that song.
You, sir, are a jackass. Because I don't even know the song.
Am I that old?
I would say the
Yeah,
lyrics
man.
fit, but the mood of the song probably does
Yeah.
not.
Can we play it?
It's kind of... Yeah,
Can we hear
we'll
it?
play a little bit for you.
Back in the bright part of town, I'll be back in the high life again. All the doors I closed one time will open up again. I'll be back in the high life again. All the eyes that watched me once will smile and take me in.
I'm sure that was an awesome jam. But that ain't the high life.
No?
It has high life in it, but
I'm either not drunk enough or too drunk to like that song.
Okay,
well, I
well,
have 2 cases in the trunk. You better not be drunk enough.
Not drunk enough. Yeah.
You better not be drunk enough.
well, you know, hey, I tried. But, you know, Andrew WK,
Hey,
it's still good stuff.
That's my flask. I'm looking all over the place
You
today.
found it.
I was wondering what you were digging for over there. Okay.
All right, so let's get down to brass tacks here. August 7th,
August 7th. Hey,
We Are
that's
Rockstar.
our 4-pack challenge.
The 4-pack challenge. You've laid it out there so far, and I'll have to shatter the fourth wall. We're recording this before Amped on the 5th, right? So far, the only team to answer has been Nate Wings and Jeremiah. So tell us about this 4-pack tag team challenge and what's going on here.
Well, you see, we've been on one hell of a roll, if you ain't noticed.
We have noticed, absolutely.
So we figured everybody likes scramble matches, melees,
Yeah,
rumbles.
yeah.
Barn burners.
We like 6-pack. There's 2 of us. There's 4 left. So let's make it a 4-pack challenge. Let's add 3 other teams. Let's see who the real daddy-o of Rockstar Tag Team Division is.
Okay.
We've been
Simple
taking on
as
teams
that.
left and right. We've been beating teams left and
You
right.
have.
And we've been out drinking teams left and right.
That's
right.
That's before our entrance.
Yeah,
So-
and you see how Juggernaut downing that? I had him in 2 seconds.
Saw it going
That
all over his
guy's-
chest.
That guy, yeah, he poured more of it. That's a party foul right there if I ever seen one.
Well,
Okay.
speaking of partying here,
Yeah.
we talked about your entrance music. I also love how you guys always come out from the bar every single night. You don't
When
come out
you
from
got us
backstage
for
area.
this interview, where was we?
Oh, you were in the bar. It took us a while to drag you out of there too.
At intermission. Where are we?
In the bar.
So we wait
Have
for
you
our
ever-
music, and we go kick butt.
That sounds
So
like a
we're
great idea.
always
Have you
at
even
the
seen the
bar.
backstage area here? I don't even know.
There's a
Yeah,
backstage.
like a couple months ago.
Oh, okay, okay.
I seen it. It's a couple months ago. I seen it.
Okay,
It's really
okay.
dark.
You got lost. You got lost. Okay.
So as I said, Nate Wings and Jeremiah, the only team so far
So far.
to respond to your 4-pack challenge. What do you think of those guys, led by Bobby Olson?
Me and Bobby got history from back.
Yeah,
Really, I ain't worried about them. We already beat them once.
yeah,
Yeah, we did. We're going strong 1-0
Okay.
against them.
yeah. So you have the advantage against. Well,
They are great talent.
oh yeah, no question there.
That Nate Wings is a little spider monkey.
Yeah,
If I've ever saw one.
If I ever seen one. Have I ever seen
I bet.
How much beer do you think Nate could drink? Probably not much,
I
right?
bet Nate
We
would
might
be.
find
He's a
out.
teenage model sensation, so he's not even allowed,
He
right?
needs a
I
little
forgot
kid.
about that.
I bet Nate
We
would
had
be
the
over
ID.
the legal
We had the
limit
ID
after a
there.
single sip, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, there's no fat on that kid either.
Yeah,
right?
we'll have to ID that kid.
All right, so
We'll go from there.
Well, let's keep going. What about the Dravens? What if the Dravens respond? What do you think of them?
The Dravens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of them's got an identity crisis, and the other one is wearing a wig. So
Oh.
I see what you did there. That's well
B's
played.
getting clever on
That's
us
well
over
played.
here.
Wow.
All right,
Oh,
well,
much to
Breaking
say.
news, guys. Jared Draven hasn't been seen in months.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
that
no.
about?
Weeks.
He is
He's
missing.
actually on a
Milk cart.
milk carton.
I seen
that's
that
why I didn't
song all the
know.
time.
I don't drink milk.
Oh,
Go up north a little bit.
if it's on
man.
beer
See
cans.
that?
Yeah, okay.
So breaking news coming from the Booker man, Jay Crist, who's sitting here with
I
us.
imagine you won't see Jared Draven.
Oh, so well,
But will we
as I
know?
said, breaking news.
How can you tell them apart? Which Raven
I
is
don't know.
missing?
I don't know.
Yeah,
well,
that's a good
maybe
point.
it'll just be a team of one from now on. Well, let's go on
We are
to Flex and Pex, right? Flex Jordan and Clayton, right?
Yep, Clayton Jackson.
Clayton Jackson. What do you think of those two guys? I mean, they're fit. They are into the workout
The
A
regimen.
antithesis.
$1 million body with a 2-cent brain. We
know,
even being drunk, we can outthink them boys.
You think?
You know,
Oh,
like
we
they always
know.
have like that little shaker thing. Like
Yeah.
I saw it, I took a drink. There's no booze in it. How do they plan to win?
Well, yeah,
How does that work?
isn't that like muscle milk or something? Crow milk?
Yeah,
I
I
think
tried
so.
that. That's horrible. They need a little bit of vodka.
Like some Kahlua? Is that what it is?
That would be one.
Fight
I
milk?
wonder if we can't.
So,
Hey,
Even despite all
Wait,
the brain
George,
cells you've killed in your brain, you're still smarter than those guys. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. On our drunkest night.
Okay.
all right, well,
I believe it.
you know,
Them dudes.
there's one
They're
team,
all about their
one
stuff.
team left I want to talk about. Team that has so far been undefeated since their formation here in Rockstar Pro Wrestling. Of course, I'm talking about John Murray and Bruce Gray. Grits and gravy.
Oh man.
Well,
We
yeah.
got issues with grits and gravy.
Yeah.
Actually, you said something before where it's before the Wednesday night amp.
Yeah.
We just found out tonight's opponents are
Grits and gravy.
Oh,
Grits and gravy.
So you're telling me that by Friday they may have suffered their first defeat?
They probably
They
will.
probably will, yeah.
But if they would like to join in, they would definitely suffer because it's our match. How can we
Right.
lose?
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
We are not concerned about grits and gravy.
it sounds like you
It's
aren't
delicious,
concerned
though.
much about anything or anybody. Like,
Alcohol
I'm
washes
concerned.
it down.
I'm concerned when the beer runs out. That's what I'm concerned.
yeah.
And the ice melts. And
I mean-
it's not cold no more.
I mean,
Take warm beer. FYI, the same.
there's certainly something to be said for having confidence going into a match, but is there such a thing as being overconfident for you guys?
You know, I think it's been like what? We've won like 4 in a row now. Like that's really good for us.
Yeah, that's great.
So like, with every win we get, it's just we're gonna keep getting drunker and keep getting more cockier. So
All right. Well, fair
Good
enough.
attitude.
Yeah. So going into We Are Rockstar, you know, this is your chance to speak directly to the Rockstar Nation, to speak to the wrestlers, to speak to anybody you want to. What's your message for the world going into We Are Rockstar?
You start off, my friend.
ooh, different. Ooh. Well, August 7th.
You always got vibes. You got to start sometime.
That's true.
All right, go on. I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. Well, August 7th, me and Jerry, the High Life, we're going to take on any 3 teams Rockstar can throw at us. Dig up the old fossils, bring in new guys, bring in current guys. Whatever the case, you're looking at the winners. Tell them, Jerry.
Here comes hot tag.
The hot tag, huh?
It was a hot tag.
Yeah.
August 7th, it's going to be more like a lukewarm, but hell with it. August 7th, we are going to be victorious. Why are we so cocky? We ain't cocky. We're confident. We've done it. We've been there. We've done that. We've lost singles, and we're kicking ass together.
You know, you take all the teams and stack them up one by one like empty beer cans, and the High Life is going to be here just to knock them down.
Hey, I like it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The High Life, you can see them August 7th at We Are Rockstar.
Dig it.
Okay, so we're back. What do you make of High Life's math?
Not very good.
I'll be honest with you, that was the weirdest bit of math I've ever been involved in. Like,
Yeah.
I think they both might be really, really drunk.
Yeah.
And they're already not intelligent to begin with.
Oh, burn.
So,
Well, they say that they're still smarter than
Flex and Pex.
Flex and Pex. Yeah. Clayton and Flex. So
yeah,
So
absolutely.
you agree with that?
When it comes to beer and things of that nature, absolutely, they're probably way more intelligent. But you got to think, in order to know the science to get as big as those kids are, like they have to be pretty intelligent. So
it's true.
just throwing that out there.
We want to thank Truth and Triumph Tattoo, who are always there supporting Rockstar. That's awesome. The OMG Touch, Alley Cat Designs, HPGD Productions, and Clash Consignments. Also, we want to remind everybody to check out Rockstar Pro on social media, on the internets. Go to rockstarprowrestling.com for all sorts of good stuff. It should be your one-stop shop. But if you happen to be on Facebook, go to the Rockstar page. If you happen to be on YouTube, go to the Rockstar page. If you happen to be on Twitter, follow at Rockstar Pro Res.
There you go.
You can find this podcast and others on Spreakers, or pardon me, Spreaker. That's singular.
There's no S at the end.
There's
yeah.
no S. And then there's this Periscope thing. I keep seeing JP walking around with his cell phone tape and
Yeah.
stuff. Is that Periscope? I don't know what
Yeah,
Periscope
it is Periscope. You can check out some wrestling action on Periscope there by following Rockstar Pro Wrestling. And you can find all of these links simply by going to rockstarprowrestling.com. How about that?
I think Down Periscope is definitely Kelsey Grammer's best work.
Oh, yeah? Above Frazier?
Oh, absolutely.
Huh.
It definitely better than Beast.
Really?
Not Great American Beast, but him
Right.
playing
Right,
Beast.
right.
And
You're
X-Men.
not a fan of Blue Kelsey Grammer?
Oh no! I just think Down Periscope's
It's
the
way
best,
better.
'cause that blonde was so hot.
Well, speaking of thank yous, let's thank Dave Chris for being a part of this
Yeah.
episode.
No. I need to thank you guys because most of the time I just come in here and I interrupt you guys and it happens. They're in here doing the thing and I make life so much harder for them because I'm an asshole. So thank you guys for putting up with my garbage and thank you guys for allowing me to give you some insight. And I'll be honest with you, it's one of my favorite things to do is to come in here and just talk wrestling with you guys because it's I don't really get to talk wrestling with people.
Yeah.
Most people automatically assume that because I wrestle 4 or 5 days a week that I never want to talk about wrestling. So whenever I get in here and we can actually mix it up with some words, it really makes me happy. So thank you guys for having me.
Well, hey, there'll always be a chair waiting for you any episode.
Could I also mention?
Yeah.
Go for it.
You people can't see this, but Mark Turner's beard. It's like we are 4 men in this room right now with beards.
Yeah.
It's really
We're
weird.
bearded men.
It's starting to grow. I think I might need to get a trim. I might have to go to D's Cuts to get it trimmed a little
Trying
bit.
to get some of these cuts located in Trotwood.
I think you should
off
grow
Free
out,
Road.
I think you should grow out the Seamus Dingleberries.
Oh, the Seamus look? I don't know about that. But-
He didn't grow those dingleberries. Those are actually butt boogers.
Oh, God.
okay.
Just glued onto his face?
Yeah, well, it's already glued. He just doesn't wash.
That makes sense.
So on that bombshell, please be here for We Are Rockstar, Friday, August 7th at 7:30 p.m.
Woo!
Rockstar! 1106 East 3rd Street in Dayton, Ohio. Doors open at 7. $15 for the front row seats, $10 for everything else. We hope to see you there. Mark, anything to say?
Man, it's an absolute steal. You better be there as well as each and every Wednesday for only $6. And Chris, this was episode 31 right here. What do you think?
I think...
Might be our biggest and best yet. I don't know.
You know what I have to say about that?
What?
Hulk Hogan! We coming for you,
Whoa,
racist!
Oh, okay. Oh, you said racist. Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Okay.
Of course not, dude. Come on.
Okay.
That's all for this episode. Be sure to come back for another edition of Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast.
You can say that I believe in science, but not Scientology.